Hi, this is Maggie Alford reporting for Environmental News. And first up on the show, we have Spencer Jones to talk about nuclear energy. He's a professional analyst for renewable resources, and I just want to ask him some questions to get to know about future renewable resources in America. So Spencer, tell me how nuclear energy works.
Well, it's really, really complicated, but in essence, how a nuclear reactor functions is in 5 key parts. First off, you have the reactor vessel itself. Inside that reactor vessel, you have the fuel rods containing between 2 and 3%, no wait, stand corrected, 3 and 5% enriched uranium-235, which is fissile. They're also contained inside that reactor are control rods, usually made of graphite, which can withstand the heat. Then in addition to that, there are lines containing cooling water, which pump the water through to make sure the reactor doesn't melt down horrendously. In essence, how it works is one atom of 235, uranium-235, is split. When it is split, it causes a chain reaction. The control rods slow down the reaction enough so that we don't have a gigantic nuclear explosion of pain. And that's in essence how the energy is created. That energy is transferred to the water that cools the reactor. That water goes into a boiler where there's more water, which is turned to steam, which then turns a turbine, which makes a generator, making the glorious thing we know as electricity.
Okay, cool. So can you tell me some of the advantages of if we decide to utilize nuclear energy in America?
Well, first off, it is relatively safe. It's heavily efficient. It has a very, very high energy yield, and the technology and infrastructure is already there. We can expand upon it within a few years easily.
What are some disadvantages?
Well, if anything goes wrong, bad things. There will be no nuclear explosion because there's not enough enriched uranium and enough trigger isotopes to cause a nuclear detonation, but you could ruin the entire equivalent of, a state. Bad times. And also, there's only about a 50 to 70 year supply of uranium. That being said, though, we can probably expand upon that. We really know where all the uranium is.
Okay, thank you for that valuable information. We're back here with Omari Campbell, who's an actor, and he just starred in a new film called Secret Story. And they hit on a lot of key concepts having to do with the renewable energy in America and how it can help our society. And 2 of the key renewable energies that their movie hit on was solar power and wind energy. So first I'm going to ask him a few questions about solar energy. So how does it work?
Well, actually, solar energy is the ultraviolet light that reaches the earth from the sun, and solar power is the technology to utilize energy from the UV light. This can generate electrical energy to convert to sunlight to usable energy. You need photovoltaics, solar power towers, solar satellites, or by burning biomass. For example, photovoltaic cells would be effective in rural areas, while power towers are more effective in industrial settings. Other forms of renewable energy are not as flexible. Japan and Israel already officially use solar energy, so those are 2 big countries that already have adapted that, and we are trying to put that into our film.
What are some advantages of solar energy?
Well, solar energy will also help decrease the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, and it'll help reduce global warming, so it'll be good for the earth and it'll keep it the ozone layer for a long time. And as technology increases, solar power will become cost effective, so basically it'll get cheaper and we'll be able to buy more of it, use more of it, and expand upon it. And solar energy systems do not need any other energy resources to keep it going, so that's a big part of it. It's just all around, it's good for us.
And what are some disadvantages? Flip it over.
Now, as of right now, it is a large internal cost for converting solar energy into energy that we can use to produce in regions where sunlight is not permitted. So in the areas that we do not have a lot of sunlight, it's going to cost us a lot more. But as technology will increase, that will play itself out, and we'll be able to use it all over the world, even if it doesn't have a lot of sunlight.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Hi, we're back here with Josh Skipper to talk about biomass as a possible non-renewable or renewable resource. How does biomass work?
Biomass is anything that is living or has been living like a short time time to go. We are biomass, trees are biomass, everything in the environment is biomass. It's renewable because it helps plants regrow, and that gives us vegetation to eat off of.
So, how does it help the environment?
It helps by, like I said, plants, they reproduce with biomass because the biomass is renewable. It helps plants a lot because they use photosynthesis to create food for themselves and animals around it. That's what keeps the environment.
Okay, cool. So we'll have more vegetation and less pollution by using biomass. Thank you. So now that Omari's informed us about solar energy, he's here to talk about wind energy. So how do we collect wind energy?
Well, basically, we have blades that are used, and then the wind actually is caught in the blades, creating kinetic energy. Then we use that kinetic energy to go to a generator, which eventually creates electricity.
So will it be expensive to use?
It actually is right now very costly, but we're getting technology to lower the cost so that way we can expand upon it throughout the whole entire world.
Okay, so what are some advantages?
Okay, well, advantages are it doesn't harm the environment in any type of way. It's harmless, and that's the big thing that we look for in renewable resources. And that's wind is. It's just blowing through the air. It's always available as long as there's a windy area. And the technology that we're creating is having it so where that even if it's not as windy, we'll still be able to use it. However,
What are some disadvantages of wind energy?
okay, the only real disadvantage of wind energy is the cost right now. But like I said earlier, we're trying to get technology to lower the cost of it so that we can have something that will be able to spread worldwide and we'll be able to use it constantly. If we invest our money into it now and invest our research into it now, it'll expand upon the growth of it and we'll be able to get a product sooner than later.
Thank you.
No problem.
2.
So analyst Spencer Jones is back to draw some conclusions about our show today. What do you think is the best option for renewable resource in America?
Well, in the long term, I'd have to say wind and solar, simply because they're renewable and they have the lowest long-term maintenance cost. Unlike nuclear, which has an incredibly high long-term cost, or biomass, where there's only a limited supply.
Okay.
And hence, wind and solar are the best.
Thank you.